Hello. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Guys Playing Games with me, Perry.
Me, Ed.
And
No
Az.
Because he's rubbish.
He's a poo boy. Is why? That's the reason.
Well,
Official
because
ruling.
the other day he was like, "Oh, I've got a thing to do on Wednesday. Can we move the podcast to Thursday?"
We were like, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, Az.
Yeah. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I'm doing something on Thursday as well." So it's like, well, screw you.
Yeah, pretty much. I reminded him of the Thursday thing as well. I was like, so Solo's out on Thursday. He was like, oh shit. Can't do Thursday.
So yeah.
So good job, Az. You better be listening.
Yeah. Or else.
He's not listening. He's not listening. Hello, and hello. How are you? What have you been up to?
I'm good. I moved house.
You moved house, yeah.
Which is why I wasn't
remember.
here last week. Yeah.
I moved house with you, and I was there.
You helped me move house.
Mhm.
We're very grateful for your assistance in the house moving.
In the furniture building.
Yeah, it was a good day.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I died afterwards. I literally took a day off work the next day because of it.
That's fair. I could have done. I was going to say I could have done with a day off work, but I was off work. I could have done with a day off of moving.
Yeah. My manager, when I booked the leave, my manager was like, "Oh, what are you doing? Are you doing anything fun?" I was like, "Well, I'm helping my friend move on Tuesday," and he was like, "Wednesday?" I was like, "Dying, mostly dying.
Yeah.
Maybe recovering, maybe."
It was a tiring.
It was
week.
good. You're in your new house. Exciting,
It's
guys.
nice.
Ed's getting a gaming PC.
Yeah, we'll see. It's
No, you're getting it.
it's in progress. It depends. Yeah, I'll see if I. Yeah, see what the money's like, and yeah, potentially.
We're gonna build
It needs well. My streaming PC needs an upgrade because it is literally 8 years old.
You fucked up, to be fair, because you told Az that you wanted a new computer, and now you're getting a new computer, like whether you like it or not. Like, the man is a demon.
So-
He says, he will make sure you get this new computer now.
Okay.
He will. It's true.
Yeah, some form of upgrade is going
Then
to
you
occur.
can come play Overwatch on the computer with us,
Oh, it means I have to buy.
or
it.
Destiny 2, or RuneScape.
All of these things I will have. I'm not playing RuneScape. No, all the things.
So much hate.
I will have to buy again.
Yeah.
If I choose to play them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we'll see.
You can play Dauntless with me though.
Well, not until I
And
get.
Monster Hunter World. Oh, you've not played that yet.
I've not played that. That's a possibility.
See? Possibilities are endless.
Who knows?
Right.
But yeah.
That's 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Good job.
Yeah.
As you can probably tell, guys, we don't really have a plan. Much like last week's episode with me and Az. Ed and I don't really have a plan this
That
week.
turned out all right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. That was the thing. That was the first episode
That you've ever listened to? You
No.
bitch.
that I haven't been on. So it was a nice experience to actually listen to it for myself.
Was it the first ever episode? No.
It is. It's the first one that I haven't partaken in. It is. Like, this is...
Okay.
There's no point disputing it.
I'm trying to
I
think of
know-
how many
I
I've
know.
not been on, but I think it's only been one, right?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Yeah. When the one, literally the only one that you and Az did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're like OG.
Yeah, we have no plan. We've got a few talking points, but
Yeah, got some stuff
we're
to
mostly just going to talk.
chat
Yeah.
things.
Go on then, you can start. What have you
So-
been playing? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been moving house, so I haven't been playing a whole lot.
Right? Know that feeling.
But in my moving house, once I got all of the cables in the world plugged back in the lounge.
Yes. That's the best part of moving house, is resetting up your setup.
Yeah, it's quite satisfying.
Love it.
Yeah.
Whenever Chip comes around and is like, can I sit at the main desk? I'm like, yes, because I have to move my computer off the windowsill down to here, move my telly up. Like, it's so good. So much fun.
That's kind of weird, but yeah.
Why is it weird? And then he sets up his computer like next to mine.
So they
And we
can
sit
be
side by side.
PC buddies.
Yeah. Friends.
So-
Friends. Friends.
Anyway, moving along. Yeah, so once I got stuff set up, I haven't really been playing anything new this week. I've been, playing some more Destiny 2. I really got back into Wildlands over the weekend. I've
Well,
been hitting that pretty hard.
We should talk a little bit about Destiny 2 later, because loads of stuff has been happening in Destiny 2.
Okay.
And people are like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Like, it's really funny.
You can talk about that
Yeah.
in your bit.
There you go. I've got loads of stuff to talk to you about today, guys. Like, so much stuff.
Nice. One thing I have been playing, so as you know, I'm a bit of a mobile gamer, like my mobile games.
Yeah.
There's something that I've been playing, I haven't spoken about on here before, is so Marvel brought out a new game. It's probably, I don't know, I'm going to say a month ish back. It's fairly new. It'd been in closed beta for a while. It's called Marvel Strike Force.
Right.
And
okay.
it is, for all intents and purposes, exactly the same as Star Wars,
The Star Wars one.
Galaxy of Heroes, where you build up a squad of 5 people. You have a roster of characters that you level up and gear up and stuff, and then you have battles with, you pick 5, and certain types of characters have synergies with other certain types of characters, and and it's funny because I've actually tried various other Marvel mobile games in the past, actually wanting this type of game, because I've been playing the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes for like a good couple of years.
Yeah,
now,
I think you've actually been playing it for like 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I really like it.
I can't do that with mobile games. Like, I'll find something new and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll put some time into it, but I'll lose interest after like a month.
I think it's certainly with the Star Wars one, because I've been playing it for so long, I have so much time invested in it. I'm like invested in building up my roster of characters, and I'm getting to the point where I'm actually getting, I've been part of guilds and stuff, and I've been able to unlock some of the raid specific characters, and so I've actually got some of the higher tier characters in the game now, and because of that time investment,
you're like,
it would be hard to
keep going.
Yeah, it'd be hard to stop playing.
It's exactly the reason I still play RuneScape, because I'm like, I'm invested now. I'm invested.
Yeah, exactly.
I will be max one day.
One day. I'd been looking for a Marvel equivalent, because I keep seeing these Marvel games pop up in the App Store, and I keep checking them out, but they never quite hit the right note. Whereas this one is basically a direct copy.
Just different skins.
Almost. I mean, you look at the characters. If you put the character screens for like an individual character side by side, there's not a lot of difference between them.
So it's literally a copy.
They are basically identical.
Is it made by the same studio?
No, not at all.
Ooh. Concerning.
So it's quite nice. So going into it, I knew exactly how all the mechanics worked, how all the all the daily quests and all that kind of stuff, and it had gearing up works and all that jazz. So it was kind of I was able to just crack right on with leveling people up. And I'm liking it. It's definitely still a secondary sort of daily title to the Star Wars one, but I haven't joined any guilds or anything in it yet. I'm just kind of slowly progressing my kind of core roster.
Like the first 20 levels.
And they've been doing some nice in-game stuff around the films. Obviously, Infinity War was
Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War was a few weeks ago, so they did a Thanos event, and I managed to unlock Thanos on the last day of the event.
Nice.
Which I was pretty chuffed with.
That's really cool.
Because I didn't think I was going to unlock him in time. And I literally got the last shards that I needed to unlock him on the final in the final hours, I think it was. I just happened to log in at the right time and managed to pick up some shards. Yeah, so I unlocked Thanos, which was pretty cool.
And the event that's on currently is the Deadpool one.
And he's literally taken over the game. Like the splash screen is just a montage of Deadpools in various different poses.
That's really funny.
On the main menu, he's replaced all the characters and all the little different menu bits in various poses and stuff. And there's another event to unlock Deadpool at the moment. I don't think I'm going to get him, because it looks like they've made it a lot. It seems to be a lot more difficult than the Thanos event.
Okay.
But some of his abilities are pretty nuts. There's a little mini event where you get to use the character. So you get to check him out. So
are his abilities representative of his actual superpowers?
Yes and no. I mean, his kind of ultimate is a thing where he kind of dashes into the enemy team with his swords and hops around people, just hacking them and stuff. I can't really remember what the other abilities are, to be fair. One of them, he picks the weakest person on the other team and basically eliminates them.
Fair enough.
So I'm having.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah, Marvel Strike Force is what it's called. Yeah,
you're enjoying
check it out if you like Marvel-y things.
Marvel-y mobile games.
Yeah. I've been playing that. That's. I haven't really.
That's it.
I haven't got.
You not got a lot to talk about this week.
I kind of went hard on Wildlands over the weekend. I've really got back into that. So one of the reasons actually is because, mentioning my new house, redoing my setup, I've actually got my Xbox One X set up correctly to make full use of the 4K
Yeah,
HDR,
HDR.
goodness. Because the problem I had before was in my old place, I had it running through my old AV box, which didn't support HDR. So I was missing
And that was
out.
directly into TV.
Yeah, so I plugged it directly into the TV. The AV box is now running the surround sound only. And yeah, everything suddenly looks a lot better.
You got that HD goodness.
Yeah, like Wildlands is a very pretty game. Compared to how it looked before, it's a significant improvement in visuals.
Very nice.
Yeah, so running around like the Bolivian countryside in the helicopters, just going, "Oh, it's so pretty."
Ooh.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, fair play.
There's plenty to do. It's a very big game. There's a lot to be doing.
Yeah, we had a brief conversation on the bus about this, like on the way here. Like we should have saved it for the podcast because there's probably some good stuff. I like games that have like a good amount of collectibles and like completionist stuff. But I think when they're so saturated, I think an example of like a game that does it poorly is like Assassin's Creed, right? Like you always have like you enter a new map and you're like ding 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 ding, all of these fucking things.
Certainly, the older Assassin's Creed.
Like
I mean, it's become a bit of a kind of joke in itself because it's Ubisoft games. Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, like the Ghost Recon games.
Yeah.
All of Ubisoft's like open world stuff, they kind of hit. Like Far Cry 4 was the one that kind of tipped over the edge for me a bit. It was, that map was so big and you practically couldn't go like 10 feet without tripping over a collectible or something to do. And it was just too much. It was like, it's like, I want to go do this quest, which is like a mile away or, a kilometre or whatever, fucking units of measurement. And like on the way there, you'd just be like, oh, but there's a thing that like it'd take you 20 minutes just to get to the mission. And it was just too much.
You know, a game I think achieves it really well is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
I think because like you unlock new areas of the map, and then in the map there are things to do, but it's not like huge. It's not like huge collectible tasks. It's like quest based.
I mean, the thing with Wildlands that I was saying on the bus on the way here was that the way it's kind of split into these regions actually makes it feel more manageable because you can just focus on this one little zone, which has like maybe 5 of one thing and 8 of another, so it feels doable.
It's nice,
so you can have that chunk of gaming time and feel like you've made progress because you might clear a zone, and that's like cool. I've achieved something. The fact that there are like 21 regions is like beside the point, but like being able to just kind of go in and like feel like you're making progress on one particular thing is I think they kind of struck quite a nice balance, although it is like a freaking huge game and it will take a long time to clear the entire map. Like the fact that you can just go in and clear these little zones is quite nice. And the fact that that in itself leads into the bigger picture of taking out like the mini bosses, which then lead you further up the chain of command sort of thing. So there's a kind of narrative arc to clearing out these regions as well. So yeah, that's what I've been up to, really.
Good. Well, yeah, sounds good. I mean, I honestly have not been playing. I've been playing Destiny 2, RuneScape, and Albion, and that's it. Like
good times.
Yeah, I spoke a bit about Albion last week. I've played it a bit more since because I literally played it for 4 hours and then did the podcast like last week. So I've put a significant amount of time into it now.
Okay.
And it's really good, but it's a huge grind.
Right.
Like it's one of those games where like you have to sink your time into it. Like for you to progress at a steady rate, you have to sink your time into it because it's not like quest based or anything like that. Like you don't, and your character doesn't level up. It's all skills based. So you have this like huge skills wheel.
Right.
And so like one tree is like combat, one is crafting, the other one is I can't even fucking remember. It's like crafting, combat, and there's another one. I can't remember what it is.
Some sort of mystic thing.
It might be gathering, I think.
Yeah.
I think it might be gathering, yeah. But basically you don't level up your character. So your character doesn't have its own level, but you level up your skills to be able to do things. So to be able to craft high level weapons, you have to craft X amount of the lower level ones. Right? And it works like that. So once you've done like, I don't know, 10 tier 1 weapons, you can craft tier 2 weapons, and then you can go up and up and up. But
Right.
the earlier levels, like up to Journeyman, which is like tier 3, it's fairly quick. Like I got all of my tier 3 stuff done probably in about 12 hours gameplay, like playtime. And then the next cap is just huge. Like, so it's one of those things where, like, if you are subscribed, if you're a premium member, you get 20 free learning points a day. So when you're upgrading your professions and stuff, when you hit a certain point, it reaches a learning threshold, and then when you reach that threshold, you can then spend these points to instantly finish the level, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So it's essentially like it's pay to win. You level up quicker if you're a premium member.
Okay.
But because I was just playing on
free to play.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. It was like a 7-day trial account.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, I've not even bought the game yet. Like,
right.
I don't even know if I want to buy the game. I mean, I do want to buy the game, but I don't have the time to put into the game, and that's going to frustrate me.
Right.
It's one of those things where I'm like, it's gonna tear me away from RuneScape, and I can't do that. I can't deal with that.
It's dangerous.
Yeah,
dangerous.
I know. It's not okay. But yeah, it's really fun. It's a bit of a grind. Like, I found for about 4 or 5 hours, I found myself just roaming around the zone, like the zones close to the camp zone, gathering resources until I couldn't carry anymore, going back, depositing it all, doing it again and again and again, like to get my gathering up, and then I used those resources to like craft all my upgraded armor and stuff. But yeah, it's a super in-depth armor system as well, because there are like so armors have tiers, right?
Yeah.
So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, I think it's up to like tier 9, and then inside that you get quality of the item. So if you're crafting an item, if I'm crafting like tier 2 items, I can get good quality, excellent quality, outstanding, and like supreme or whatever it is. Yeah. And then on top of that,
Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a lot of stuff.
If you're crafting, so while you're out gathering, there is the option to gather enchanted materials. So if you see like a mining node and it's got like swirls around it and sparkles and stuff, it's enchanted, and you mine it, you get enchanted resources.
Right.
And then if you make the gear with enchanted resources, it gives it better quality. And it's like, holy fuck! And there's like 3 tiers to that as well. It's like,
so tiers and frontiers and frontiers.
It was one of those things where it was just a huge learning curve, like to the point where I had to stop AFKing RuneScape to be able to focus on it, to figure it out. I was like, okay, this is intense. It
requires all of your concentration.
I was like, okay, I need to figure this out like properly. But I mean, it's that level of intricacy that I love about these sorts of games. Like,
I mean, I know, having played games with you for a while, how much you dig into.
I absolutely love it. Like
the stats and all the
min-maxing your stats is like the best thing for me. I absolutely adore it. And like the other thing I really enjoy about the game is the way the armor and weapon system works. So it's not. So there's no classes, so you can literally you can wield a 2-handed sword, you can wield a bow, and depending on your proficiency in that fighting style, depends on how good you are in it, right? Mm-hmm. So you can do the same with armor. So I can wear like a plate helmet with a cloth chest and leather bottoms and like sandals, So so each different armor piece gives you a different skill, and that's how you make your skill set up, like your skill bar. So you get the skills off of the armor. So like,
that's interesting.
So some of the builds are really interesting because you get like dual wield warriors. Well, people dual wielding swords that are wearing cloth armor because the cloth armor gives attack speed boosts and stuff like that. Like, so they're like glass cannons. But there are some like I was watching quite a bit about it on YouTube, and there are some builds that are really interesting, like a tank bowman that basically, it's really weird. So your skills. All your skills generate aggro, but then they all have slow effects. So you're literally like kiting people around while your team are killing them. Like it looks really interesting. But yeah, it's a PvP game. So Chip and I haven't hit that PvP level yet because we're still like tier 3, tier 4, and the higher PvP stuff comes at like tier 5 and 6.
Right.
So we're getting there. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like I was watching some of the PvP as well, and it looks really skill based. Like you need to know the game quite well to be able to
right
to PvP quite well, you know.
Yeah, imagine with the different, as you're saying, like the different combinations that can crop up.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's nuts. Like, or you'll see like someone spellcasting in plate gear, and you're like in any reasonable MMO, you're like, that just doesn't work, right? Because spellcasters are typically wearing cloth, but like no, you're fighting someone who's a full-on tank, like defensively, casting like fireball spells at you, and you're like, what's happening right now? But I mean, yeah, it's good fun. It's one of those things where I think I'll play it casually, like when I find I have like downtime in RuneScape, or when I'm like need to AFK, I'll have RuneScape up AFKing while I'm playing Albion.
Fair enough.
But yeah, because I do really want to keep playing it, but at the same time, like I just can't invest any more time into another fucking game. like, I already don't invest as much time as I want to in RuneScape.
Hard as that is to believe.
It is. It's incredibly hard to believe. Yes, yeah. So that's basically been me.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned you wanted to talk about Destiny 2 things.
Yeah, and what's
been going down.
It's interestingly only in the latest patch. So Bungie did a classic Bungie. So Iron Banner has started.
Yep. I'll be playing some this weekend.
Yeah,
I like
and there
a bit of Iron Banner.
There's a pretty sexy new legendary emote.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but you don't get it through doing Iron Banner.
Okay.
It's an Iron Banner specific emote.
Right.
Like it's called like I don't know, Sigil of the Banner or something, and like it's like a hello emote basically, but you have like a big axe and stuff like that. It looks really cool, but you can only get it through Eververse.
What?
And it's not even like you can't even get it through like Bright Engrams. You can only get it by buying it in Eververse.
What?
Yeah.
So it can't even drop?
Nope. And that is exactly the reaction the entire community has. Like,
why do they do things like this?
People queried it and they were like, is this right? And the Bungie literally just turned around and said, yes. They were like, yes, you can get it from the Eververse, nowhere else. And people were like, wow. I'm pretty sure it's got like minus 400 downvotes or something on Reddit. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So people are like really pissed off about that. Wow. There's been some new movements in the quest line.
Of course, we just had a weekly reset, haven't we? So.
Yeah. Apparently, it's getting pretty good, except it's not.
So this is week 3 of
this is week 4. This is week
4 of potential 5.
5, yeah. And so I think people have figured out what the reward's going to be, and it's going to be an exotic pulse rifle. Okay. So like the pulse rifle you get off the. Have you done any quests?
I think it's a scout.
The scout rifle. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Polaris Lance. Yeah.
No.
Is it Polaris Lance?
No.
No, because that's the one. It looks like the legendary, a bit.
Maybe it is that then. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's what it is.
That makes sense. So, the only problem is you need to do 10 escalation levels to get the quest complete, and people are like, "Fuck my life! Grinding 3 was bad," like because it was like doing it at like 3, 4, 5 eye level. When the power level for it is, did I say eye level? Gross. Yeah. When the power level for it is 370, you're like,
pretty rough.
I can't do this unless I have 9 people here, like with me killing this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chip and I managed to get that done. It took like 4 or 5 hours, but doing 10 of those, it's not going to be. It's not
triple in a bit.
Yeah, it's like a classic Bungie being like, "Here's a quest. Oh, you know what? Kill everything." Yeah, that'll do. Do that. Kill everything, then come back, and then kill more. It's like, thanks. Good job. Don't bet any lore or story behind it. Yeah. That's not what I'm after at all. Right?
Who looks for story in games?
Pretty much. Yeah. There was a world record speed run as well of Spire of Stars. 16 minutes, 28 seconds.
I actually haven't been back in since our clan's first sort of attempt where we had to brush it off. So I actually don't know any of it past the first encounter.
This is the newest one.
Yeah. So I need to have a look at that again.
I've watched videos of it, but I've not done it myself. I mean, I did not last week, the week before. I did the old, like the first raid just kind of for fun.
Yeah.
I did the matchmaking basically. It was actually it was quite a good experience because I got matched with these guys who were like straight away.
The in-game, like the guided games thing?
Yeah, guided games.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
So I match made with these guys, and they were like straight away in chat. They were like, if you have Discord, jump on our server. So they gave me a link to the Discord, jumped in the server, and we did it in like 2 hours.
Nice.
It was really good fun. Yeah, good, nice, chill guys.
That was cool.
Yeah, I can't remember their clan name. I was on shout them out, but not that they fucking watch. It's fine. Yeah, I didn't get to do it last week because of busyness / RuneScape. And I'm probably not going to be able to do it this week because I'm in Essex. But it's a shame though, because I want to get people together to do the new raids, because I want to do the raid lair and the new raid, because apparently the story progression.
I was just about to say maybe you jump in with that, but you're not on Xbox.
Yeah.
Otherwise you could have done.
Well, yeah, of course. But yeah, apparently like the story progression through the raids is actually like quite good, and from what I understand, Callus is lining up to almost be the next speaker.
That's an interesting theory.
So you go from fighting against Callus to helping him defeat someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then fighting with him. So it's like it's lining up to be an ally, and people are like, "Well, one of the biggest players in the lore that's gone is the speaker. Like, he could be a good speaker."
Really?
I don't know.
Seems like an odd.
I watched a couple of videos on it. Like, there was a good explanation.
Yeah. I mean, I
was like, "Oh yeah, could work."
I know when Osiris, like Curse of Osiris first came out, everyone thought Osiris was going to become the new speaker.
No, he was just like, "Peace out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump back into this infinite dimension. See ya."
So, but yeah, the interesting thing with Callus. So in before like the original raid launched, the lore that was coming out, or actually no, I think it was the lore that came out on the raid items, like when they started dropping and people reading them. So basically, Callus was essentially betrayed by Gaul. So, like, Gaul was, it's a mutual enemy almost. And I think he was chasing Gaul, which is why he ended up where he is. So the fact that we had a mutual enemy suggests we were never, aside from him being, he was the usurped leader of the Cabal. There's some potential for.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see where it goes, but yeah, Destiny. This whole debacle about like, there has been a bunch of glitches as well. So they've disabled the companion apps basically. So you can like change equipment between. Yeah, you can't do that anymore because apparently there was a glitch where if you gave all of your high level gear to a low level character and traded it backwards and forwards, you would literally give the new character XP. And people were like leveling up 1 to 30 in like an hour, just by trading weapons backwards and forwards. I have no idea, but apparently it's a huge exploit, and Bungie have disabled item transfers through their official and the third-party apps until they get it fixed, and they're banning people that were found doing it. Basically,
rough.
Yeah, pretty rough. I mean, fair enough. Like, it's obviously an exploit. Like, don't do that. So yeah, I think there's so much stuff coming. The one thing I am going to follow with Destiny is this new. Actually, I was speaking to us about it last week, but I don't know if you listened. But there's a new sort of like hieroglyphic encoded, decryption thing. So do you remember back in Destiny 1, Taken King, there was like a huge. Like crack the clue sort of thing, where like there was like a whole series of clues that were found one by one, and it led to something. I can't even remember what it led to.
Okay.
It was a weapon. Was it the spindle? I don't know.
Oh no, are you thinking Touch of Malice?
It might have been Touch of Malice.
Was it the calcified fragments?
No.
I don't know what it is.
There's a really good video on YouTube that I'm going to make you watch before you leave that basically explains this new theory. So as you go into Rasputin's main computer area, like the long platform, there's like a mark on the wall, and it looks to be 3 keys, and then each key has a different symbol in it, basically. And so each symbol has been found in game on one of the computer consoles,
Right.
but it's literally only one computer console each. So it looks like there's something hidden somewhere, and
Okay.
each of the consoles basically has a string of binary, like a huge page of binary, and I'm assuming, and then like a string of a sequence of numbers. So I'm assuming people need to figure out the binary first to figure out the message, and then crack the sequence of numbers that goes with it. Basically, it's really nerdy and interesting, and
I do. The Bungie do these really intricate, like little.
Yeah. I can't remember
sub-games.
what the Destiny 1 was
There was
because I need to check it out.
There was one in Wrath of the Machine. There was one in the Wrath of the Machine, the Rose of Iron raid, but you didn't do that one.
No, I didn't. I didn't play Rise of Iron.
They did a really complicated like puzzle. No, they always do these puzzles which require like really sophisticated decryption and like mathematic techniques.
I must admit, like for all the fuckery Bungie come out with, their design for this sort of like secret Easter egg stuff and their raid designs have always been spot on. Like the first raid, the Leviathan was just great. Like start to finish, every fight was just really well made, in my opinion.
Cool.
So kudos to them, but also sort your shit out and stop making me buy shit that should be with the content that you release. Like people, like I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Gothalion who was like, "I've been doing this for like 10 hours and I've not even received, not even close to the emote." And then he reddited it and was like, "Wow, okay, so I can't earn the emote. I have to buy it." Good job.
Yeah, it's a bit dumb.
So there you go. That's a look into the interesting world of Destiny and all of the fuckery that comes along with it.
Good times. Yeah. Yay.
Yeah. Woo.
Right. What else should we talk about?
I don't know. You got some newsy bits, right?
Well, one of the biggest pieces of news that dropped since last week's podcast is Call of Duty 4 had Call of Duty Black Ops 4. It's fucking mouthful.
Was announced.
Yeah, officially. I mean, everyone knew it was coming.
Yeah.
There'd been rumours as to what it was entailing, but everything has been officially officialised. So we now
officially officialised.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Technical term, trademarked.
TM. Yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is this year's Call of Duty.
Yeah, cool.
It is not having a single player campaign. They've ditched it. Instead, we have the normal multiplayer, which is also getting like a class-based system. But
what they've done is they've been like that Rainbow Six Siege game looks like it's doing really well. We should all right, let's copy it. There you go.
Yeah, I haven't played either game, so
apparently Rainbow Six Siege is really good, and it's got like a 10-year map.
Yeah, I mean they keep churning out content for it, so they're doing something right.
Yeah.
They just had a free weekend on Xbox. Actually.
I have no idea. You missed out the most important part about this Call of Duty.
Oh no, I was getting to it.
Okay, good.
So yeah, they've ditched a single player campaign. It's going to have the normal Call of Duty multiplayer-y shenanigans plus class-based systems. But yeah, the big announcement that everybody was rumoured was happening is the fact that there's a Battle Royale mode. It's called Blackout.
It's not even the biggest bit. All right.
How is that not the
I'll
biggest bit?
talk about the actual big news.
I don't understand.
No, go on, carry on.
Right.
The fact that it's in the Blizzard app.
That's not the big news.
Like it's on Battle.net. What?
Well, no, yeah. So they've stuck it in alongside Destiny 2 in the Blizzard.
Like, what? It's the amount of people, but apparently this was announced, right? And all right, cool. The Call of Duty fans knew about it, but everyone else who plays every other Blizzard game logged on one day and was like, "Why the fuck is Call of Duty 4 in the Battle.net client?" Like, what?
I mean, it's becoming apparent that Battle.net is
Activision's
digital distribution
That's
platform.
fair enough, really, I suppose.
Anyway,
tell me about this Blackout Battle Royale mode.
Yeah,
because I'm so interested.
Wow.
No, I am
unprecedented levels of sarcasm.
I will rein in the sarcasm. I
okay, look, so I'm not a big advocate of Call of Duty games.
Okay, yeah, good.
To the point where I think the last Call of Duty game I played is possibly Modern Warfare.
Oh, I was waiting for like a 4.
Yeah, I did that intentionally. I think the last one I played was Modern Warfare, which I enjoyed.
Which was a good game, to be fair.
Like the campaign was really solid. I didn't really dig into the multiplayer. This was back in a time where I wasn't really doing multiplayer stuff too much, which is ironically the part that like made it
the multiplayer was great.
Behemoth.
Multiplayer was
become. But actually, my sort of newfound love of BRs has actually made me quite interested in this.
Good.
So what they haven't announced too much in the way of details, but the very vague details they did announce was there's a favourite map from Black Ops 3, I believe it is, called Nuketown, which is like a fan favourite map, and they said that in the like Blackout Battle Royale, there's like a specific teaser trailer, like it's the biggest Call of Duty map we've ever made. It's 1,500 times bigger than Nuketown. That was their point of reference. But fortunately, the internet being what it is, somebody's gone and done
the
maths.
Yes.
But this is the way that they did it is amazing. So they loaded up Nuketown.
Did they just copy and paste Nuketown?
No. So the way that they've figured out how big it is, the amount of damage that a certain gun does at a certain distance, they like loaded in with a mate and then figured out like getting a crit shot with his gun, like it's sort of before fall off range is like 19 meters. So then they've done.
So they used that.
They've done that around the map to measure the map.
To measure the map. That's so good.
And then extrapolated it up. And they've done kind of two measurements. They did one where it was like the actual volume of the playable map, and then another one which is like the bounding box of the map. And they figured out like the smallest possible version is I think it's a kilometer smaller than the Fortnite map, but the biggest one would be a couple of kilometers bigger than the Fortnite map. So it's going to be around the same. It's around the same size as the Fortnite map, basically.
Well, good.
One of the key things they haven't said is how many players it supports. See, the interesting thing, if it is about the same size as the Fortnite map, Call of Duty, they've already said there's going to be vehicles, whereas in Fortnite you don't have vehicles, so it might be a lower player count but with vehicles, which would be interesting. And it's going to be interesting to see, because obviously you've got this very, Call of Duty has this very polished, tried and tested multiplayer, so putting that into a Battle Royale sort of situation, and it's quite nice where they said like recognizable characters from the series, history are going to be like playable like characters in, I guess skins essentially for the Battle Royale, which is quite nice. And also, so like Nuketown, a lot of the popular multiplayer maps are going to be segments of the BR map. They're all like worked into the environment in different places, which is kind of, I quite like that they're kind of basing it on the history of the franchise, and they kind of
I do like that.
It's quite a nice touch.
It's a nice. I'm not a Call of Duty fan, but that is definitely like a hat tip to the Call of Duty fans. It's like
big time.
Here you go. Like,
I think
that's for you. But very much like the World of Warcraft movie was just a completely fan-driven thing. Like, not that movie was awful, but every World of Warcraft fan liked it because it had fucking Murlocs in it.
And polymorph.
And a polymorph, yeah. I'm going to watch that tonight. I'm not even joking.
I enjoyed it. So no, I'm actually genuinely quite intrigued by this BR mode. One of the whole, obviously the Call of Duty multiplayer thing, it's like very fast time to kill, like really solid kind of FPS action. So seeing that, it's going to make it quite unique in that respect, I think. Which it could be, it certainly put it on my radar, and it's it could be the first Call of Duty game that I buy in a long time, if it turns out to be any good.
Big words, and you might buy it on the computer.
Yeah, well, let's not get too carried away.
It's never happening.
I'll buy it on Xbox.
No. You awful person.
What other lovely stuff has been happening?
Overwatch Lego.
Yeah, that was just announced today, I think. So there was Activision Blizzard there's like a big brand licensing fair, which sounds fucking fascinating.
I hope they do like a a release thing like this for at the Lego store at Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Wait, is Trafalgar Square?
Yeah, no.
Leicester Square.
Yeah, and the one thing that's come out of this sort of brand licensing fair is that, they're doing Blizzard expanding their kind of merchandising opportunities.
Because they definitely need to do that.
Yeah, but they're doing official Lego sets, Overwatch Lego sets with Lego.
You know what this means?
Which is insane.
I'm not a massive fan of this Overwatch Lego idea. However, the potential for them to release like Lego cities of World of Warcraft cities, like Stormwind and Orgrimmar, gives me a fucking nerd boner. Like, I would buy Stormwind. If they were like, here's a 35,000 piece Stormwind city, I'd be like, yes, thank you, take my money.
Well, who knows? You might have to buy some Overwatch stuff so they see that it's viable.
No, you're not tricking me like that.
All right.
You can buy all the Overwatch stuff.
Hopefully there's going to be some really cool little Overwatch minifigs.
Yeah.
That'd be ace.
I wonder like what sort of stuff they're going to do. Like what can they do? Like maps?
Yeah, you could do like.
I mean, you could probably get away with doing like Reinhardt, and like you said on the bus, Diva.
Yeah, big Diva model.
You could get away with.
Yeah, I think if they based on like certain parts of the maps, like which map were we talking about earlier?
I said Eichenwald. You said Route 66.
No, I didn't. I said Hollywood.
You said Hollywood. That's
and
right.
a better one than that. What the hell was I? I can't remember.
Wait, Braid.
No, it's never going to come. No, it's gone. But yeah, they could do
King's Road. King's Road would be really good.
No, yeah, it would be good.
Numbani would be poo. No Numbani. What the fuck else is there?
I don't know. There was a really good. Oh, Junktown.
Junktown.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'd be a good one.
It's one of the new ones. Blizzard World as well. Give me that. Lego Blizzard World.
Yeah, so they could, some of the bigger sets could definitely be based around specific maps.
Right? Oh, I need to stop shaking my leg because it's shaking the camera.
That's an earthquake. No. Okay. Yeah, alongside that, there's going to be official Overwatch Nerf guns as well.
Pew pew pew.
Pew pew.
You know, there's going to be like Tracers one, Divas, Mercies.
Give me a Farah.
Just a giant Nerf. Boof, death. I wonder if there's going to be like a sniper one, like Widow. That would be cool.
Who knows? Maybe. Yeah, so that's cool.
Or like Roadhog's Gatling.
Oh, yeah.
That would be really good.
Yeah, Overwatch toys. Yay.
I kind of feel like a 4-year-old would be like, take me to Toys R Us! Yes!
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Just gave myself a really big sad. Oh.
Brutal.
First Woolworths.
That's the downer.
Now Toys R Us. God.
Yeah, pick a mix. It's all gone.
I don't think I can go on. I think we should stop the podcast here. All right. What else you got? You got other battle.
I've got my other Battle Royale mini news roundup.
There you go.
We'll do that. It's just some quick little bits. So, there's the May patch for PUBG landed on Xbox today, which included Miramar full release. Yay!
Yay!
Unfortunately, Miramar. It's the desert map. It's the map number 2, so it's now officially out on Xbox.
Cool.
Unfortunately, doing a quick read of the Reddit feedback thread before we came on the podcast recording, it's not been particularly well received. Apparently, they've introduced lots of new bugs.
Full of bugs.
So yeah,
you showed me a really good video
of
someone like climbing a wardrobe in a house, getting to the roof, and then all of a sudden being in the air, and then falling into the water.
Yeah,
like 100,000 miles away.
These weird teleportation bugs have been in the game for a while.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and apparently it's running better on original Xboxes, but running a lot worse on the Xbox One X, which is, how that can even be possible.
Excellent. Let's all go back to our original Xboxes, guys.
It's mind-boggling. So yeah, it's sort of half. Well, let's say a fifth good, mostly bad so far.
A fifth good. New content. Shit new content.
They've broken everything else.
Yeah.
What else did I have? So Fortnite news. This week's update added jetpacks. I was talking to a couple of guys at work at lunch, and they both did the same thing yesterday, whereas they were flying around with jetpacks, didn't realise that they could run out of fuel, and then fell to their deaths.
Excellent.
So that's quite amusing.
What's the point of a fucking jetpack? Like, doesn't it just give away your position?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I guess if you're far away from the circle, it gives you a bit of a speed boost. You know, much like a vehicle is in PUBG. Like, it gets you faster travel, but draws a lot of attention.
Are these jetpacks something that you find in game as well?
I honestly have no idea. I haven't played it.
Okay.
Yeah, they just released it. They're on their sort of weekly release schedule thing. So they probably won't stick around too long. It's probably a limited time thing. What was the other? Oh yeah, and the other thing that was announced the other day is Epic have announced they're going to do a big push for Fortnite esports, and have announced that this year they're going to invest 100 million into Fortnite esports, which is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
But it's not that much money when you consider they're bringing in like 250 mil a month.
Or you consider Overwatch League.
Yeah. Yeah, 100 million in esports this year, and considering we're almost halfway through this year, that's a big chunk of cash. I think they've already announced the first. They're doing a pro-am tournament with a 3 mil prize pool, which is
Crazy.
Kicking things off.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see if they can sort of, well, I'm sure Fortnite's the biggest game in the world right now. People are going to watch it. I mean, that's just the way it is. The other quick thing to mention, kind of related to Battle Royale stuff, and also, what time is it? Oh, it's 9:10. Never mind. Battle Royale 5 reveal stream is happening right now.
Oh, quick. All right. Say this, then we can wrap and we can watch it.
Right. Yeah, the Battlefield 5 reveal stream is happening now. It's heavily rumoured to be World War II. You'll probably know that is likely the case. The official, like the box art was kind of or like official piece of artwork was shown. It
Sweet.
like
Let's wrap and find out.
All right. I need to talk about the other thing as well.
Fucking, you're needy. So needy.
And it's rumoured to have a Battle Royale mode, but it might not be at launch. But again, that's probably going to be all revealed.
Okay.
So I'll stop talking about it.
Okay.
The other thing we'll talk about quickly is tail end of last week, Microsoft unveiled something which is really cool, which is it's called the Xbox Adaptive Controller. I don't know what your mind means.
That was me unveiling.
Of course it was.
It's a thing. I unveiled it.
Nice, well done. Yeah, the Xbox Adaptive Controller, which is really cool. So it's designed for people with like mobility, like impaired sort of disabled gamers, essentially, people with sort of impaired mobility and various, I guess, visual and auditory and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And they designed this special Xbox controller. It's like a very large flat thing with two round, massive not controllable, configurable pads and a few other buttons. And then they've designed it in conjunction with a bunch of like charities and sort of institutions who deal with gamers who
and have like first-hand experience.
Yeah,
with this stuff.
different sort of like
that's fucking
issues.
amazing.
And so they've designed this controller to be it's like a modular thing, so there's different things you can plug into it depending on the different
That's so cool.
abilities, different requirements essentially.
This is
of the game.
huge.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
I can't think of anybody, like certainly a major console manufacturer, doing anything like this before. It's like major kudos to them for being
definitely 100% hands down. You get my respect for that.
Yeah, it's really cool. Apparently they're going to show it off a bit more at E3 in a few weeks.
Speaking of like gamers with disabilities, there is a guy that plays RuneScape, right? And he's paraplegic, so he can't move any part of his body at all. Really, he can only move his head. So he has a pipe in his mouth to, I think when I can't remember, he explained it, but I think it's like when he blows it clicks, and then if he blows harder it double clicks, stuff like that.
Okay.
And he uses eye tracking software
to
to move his cursor.
Oh, cool.
It was insane watching him do some of like the high, and not even like shit stuff. Like he was doing high level stuff. It was so impressive. He was doing stuff that I can't do. I was like, wow. I need to get me some fucking eye tracking software.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, so this is really cool. It's open gaming up to it's all just about making it more inclusive.
Yeah, I'm fully about this.
Gaming
100%.
is for everyone.
It is.
And it's a really impressive kind of
feat. It's a feat
initiative that they've kind of taken. major kudos to them.
Yes, that's fantastic. I'm going to read more about this.
Hmm.
But for now, we're going to love you and leave you because we've got to go watch
Battlefield 5.
Battlefield things.
Which is being presented by Trevor Noah from The Daily Show, which is kind of odd. I'm curious to see how that works.
All right.
Working out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, we're going to go and watch that. Thanks for bearing with us.
It was fun short little episode.
Yeah.
We got 50 minutes. We did good.
Yeah.
We did good. All right. Let's stop fucking complaining.
Hopefully all three of us will be back next week.
Well, yeah, who knows?
Who knows what?
It'd be really fun if it's just you and Az next week, wouldn't it?
Thank
you for tuning in. We have been Guys Playing Games. Do you want to do the plugging? Because I can't do it.
Right, social things.
Can't
Facebook /Guys Playing Games. Instagram /Guys Playing Games. Twitter, Guys Playing Gs, which is GS. So Twitter, Guys Playing GS. What else is it?
That's it, right?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm sure I'm
YouTube.
Well, we haven't got an address.
The biggest platform.
Well, YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button because we will love you forever. Click the notification bell so you get notified when we get put up.
I don't know if that helps us in any way, but it helps you.
Yeah,
so maybe
you know when we post things. So YouTube, Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram. comment, favourite.
Yeah,
do all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. I've been Perry.
I've been Ed.
We've been Guys Playing Games. Push.
Bye bye.